Large corporations in Denver are navigating these difficult times in a new way. One of those companies, considered an essential company, is CoorsTek out of Golden, part of the Coors company we all know so well. They are a 110-year-old company that produces ceramics. I spoke with the CEO about how they implemented many important protocols early on.
The components that we produce are critical to the success of many of the major industries that are keeping the supply chain moving here in the world right now. Think about your communications, think about the energy sector, think about the healthcare sector, something that's very important to us right now, something close and top of mind for many of us.
Yeah, I want to talk specifically about some of those products in just a moment, but I think people will find it interesting. First of all, you have over 1,000 employees here in Golden, but internationally, 6,000 employees. Right. You had a little bit of a heads up when we talk about what's happening here in America, because you saw this and the coronavirus happening in Asia, in your offices there in Korea and Japan, right?
Yeah, we did. And it was interesting. We were monitoring it very closely because obviously we have actually 1,500 employees in Japan and almost 250 in South Korea. So it's an important part of our workforce. And as a family-owned private business, the health and safety of our employees is top of mind, especially through dynamic times like this. And so we were paying very close attention, not only to how our employees were doing health-wise, but the different regulations that these different countries were putting in place.
How did that change how you handled things here in your Colorado facility? What are you doing now, and what did you do early on?
Yeah, so one of the things that we noticed early on was the importance of health screening, especially in our South Korean facilities. South Korea has been discussed quite frequently as a good example of how a country rallied quickly to help flatten the curve, if you will. And what we saw in our South Korean facility is a very simple but important step of health screening, taking temperatures and asking simple questions of each of our employees twice daily, actually, to see how they were doing. And I think the impact of that was both beneficial for people's health, but also for their psychological health.
You told me that you have most of your workforce here in Colorado coming in every day, that they're doing well.
Yeah, that's right. And I think what we learned and implemented quickly here in the US and across the rest of our company is this notion of helping people realize that if they're sick, we'd like them to stay home, but then also partner with them to make sure that if they're coming to work, that we have the appropriate screening methods in place to ensure that not only they're healthy, but the folks that are interacting with them and their fellow employees are also healthy. So we've established daily temperature screening at every single one of our facilities, including all of our offices. And we do daily health screening questions as well, similar to the questions that you see the CDC talking about on a regular basis.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your time. All the best to you, your employees, and your family.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, great interview, Natalie, and interesting how just a simple temperature check could make a big difference moving forward and looking back as well. Food banks